Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. It's Tuesday. That means Dale Versteegen is here. He's with Walking Mountains. And Dale, it looks like you've got another game for me to play, but that's a good way to learn.
Yeah, and so I've brought in a new game that highlights the basic needs of survival, because at the moment everyone's really starting to go out and explore with the weather we've got coming in. There are some unfortunate situations people find themselves in, and so we thought today would be a good way to highlight what you can do if you get into the situation.
Okay.
But more importantly, before we get into it, if you are going into the backcountry, if you are going rafting, if you are going to go and explore this area, please make sure you tell someone where you're going, what you're going to be doing, and when you're expected to be at before you go.
Yeah.
Because then if you do find yourself in a problem where you're having to implement this, you'll actually have somebody already coming out and looking for you, which really relieves some of the stress.
Yeah, and even if you change, kind of changes courses and decide to go to a different trailhead, text someone, call someone, let them know.
Let people know, because at least then if you do get into trouble, people know where to start looking, which is going to speed the process up. And so we have here a set of cards for you.
Okay.
Have things that you may need when you're surviving. Now this is needs, so not necessarily wants. And we have on the table here a period of 3 seconds, 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, and 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So we're actually breaking them up on what are the priorities. So as soon as you find yourself in a survival situation, there's something that you must have in the first 3 seconds. Otherwise you're going to be a little bit stressed, a little bit worried, and your chances of survival are going to start diminishing.
Okay, in the first 3 seconds.
This is a tricky one.
I
can help you out with this one if you like.
Yeah, give me a hint on that one.
Very first one is, people always sit there and sing a smiley face. If you find yourself in a survival situation, you need to remain positive. You need to think, this is okay, we're all right, we have the equipment, we can get through it. So 3 seconds, you need your positive mental attitude.
Okay. Now, in 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
I'm thinking maybe, would you need your map?
No.
Or water?
Not quite. Water is actually going to be going into your 3 days.
Okay.
So the human body actually can hold, so an average 150-pound person will have around 40 litres of water in them. So they can go 3 days. Now, at the end of 3 days, you're starting to suffer from kidney shutdown, you're in a lot of pain, you're not doing well, but you can survive. So you can actually put out an Nalgene bottle on 3 days.
Okay, 3 days. But at 3 minutes...
3 minutes is tricky. It's oxygen.
Oh, okay. Where's the oxygen?
We may not have a picture there for it, but
See,
we can
that's
sit
why I
there.
didn't get it. Okay.
We can sit there and go, as you're breathing, we can't hold our breath for much more than 3 minutes. If you get to 3 minutes and beyond, you start risking brain damage and different things. So you need to make sure you're in an area. Now, it's bushfire season, wildfire season. So if you're out somewhere and it's a heavily smoked area, you need to try and get out of the smoke is a priority. Keep that airway clear.
Okay. Now, 3 hours.
This is one people think of more in winter than they do in summer.
Well, would it be having adequate jackets?
So you're dealing with warmth, so the appropriate layering, and there's another one in here, shelter.
Okay.
You need to get out of it. Today with this weather coming in, temperature can drop quite quickly. I'll be at the top of Vail Mountain
the highest
today.
elevations.
So at the top of Vail, the temperature can drop. You never know when it's going to snow here in Colorado.
All right. Now, what do we have?
3 weeks.
Well, 3 weeks. I mean, I've got food here, but okay.
Yeah. A lot of people are fascinated or amazed to learn that the body can actually go 3 weeks without food. Now, again, this is surviving. This isn't thriving. This isn't doing incredibly well. The body can go for 3 weeks where it's not actually getting any intake. You're going to start going through and originally breaking down fats. So, well, the body's metabolism will go sugars, then fats, then proteins. Now, our proteins are our muscles. And as soon as you start doing that, you start becoming weaker. The next thing that is really important in this whole process is one more, and we'll bring it out here. It's a pillow. One of the best things that you actually need to do is get rest.
Get rest.
Because if you get rest, you can look after your mental stability, which means you can maintain this positive mental attitude. You can think clearly about what you're going to be doing. Now, an important thing here in Colorado is if you do run out of water, say on a hike on a 14er and you're coming down, you're not exactly sure where you are and you come across a great stream, unless you have water filters or ways to treat it, please avoid it.
Yeah.
Because you could get Jardy or different things, and then that causes dehydration incredibly quickly and can immobilize you. So it makes a situation from bad to incredibly difficult really quickly. So You've got 3 days. If you walk out and you're incredibly thirsty and it takes you 4 hours, please do that rather than drinking the water.
Okay,
You'll
yeah.
thank yourself later on.
You'll be in a world of hurt later on. Okay, well, this is just one of the things we can learn. You've got the center up the top of the gondola. You're in the Adventure Ridge building, Bailey's.
Yep, we're in Adventure Ridge now in the Le Grand Rouge. Unfortunately, because of the big storms that went through a few weeks ago that people experienced at the Bravo concerts and things, the winds were 70 miles an hour, gusts of 85 to 90. And it shifted our yurt. So we're actually getting repairs on it at the moment, but we're in a nice solid structure now. Everything's set back up. The hikes are still running at 11 and 2. Kids can come in and look at the scat draw. You can touch all the different pelts and really learn about what's happening up on the mountain. And there's been some interesting sightings. We actually had a guest come in a few weeks ago or last week, and a potential sighting of a mountain lion over near Avanti.
Oh, really?
And we say potential because the description isn't fully convincing, but the animals are out and about, and so come up and talk to us and we can let you know what to do if you see these animals or what else is
Ty
about.
Diaz is up at Beaver Creek, so he might have a mystery
might have a question.
animal. Here it is. Here, who is this?
Oh, this is the one animal that a lot of people see as they're riding the gondola, and people commonly refer to them as a mountain beaver. It is not a beaver. It is actually our yellow-bellied marmot.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is live, folks. This is a busy yellow-bellied marmot right at the base of Beaver Creek.
Also commonly known as the whistle pig.
Oh yeah, whistle pig. Yep, you know what? And that's a run on Bell Mountain. Is the whistle
certainly
pig.
is.
Tracy, that could be trivia for us right now. All right, and don't forget, it's Beaver Pond Tour tonight, weather permitting, and that is reservations only.
Yep. So you'll need to call down to the Vale Nature Centre or call into our office and they'll direct you over there as well.
Okay.
There's a 15-passenger van. We can only take 15 people with us. There have been beavers seen swimming around in the pond and doing work on the dam and the lodge, but it really depends on weather. It's a hit and miss.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So if you want some more information on this, 827-9725. And remember, if you're heading up the gondola, they have free tours at 11 and 2, weather permitting, each day, and a lot of different fun educational games as well. We'll be right back.